Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about those people that just don't want to work, because we know there's a lot of them. We've been hearing all these governors tell us that people are just, unwilling to go back to work. They are so committed to this talking point that they have voluntarily given up the unemployment that some of their citizens are relying on. That additional unemployment. It's $300 a month. Mississippi was one of the first ones to do this. There were 90,000 people in Mississippi, roughly, getting that $300 a month. That's about 3% of the population, more or less. If there are businesses that can't get to 50% staffed, maybe that's not the reason. Maybe that's just something to blame it on, and maybe that's not actually what's going on, and that seems to be the case. The governor decided that he wasn't going to do this. This wasn't going to happen anymore. I want you to imagine being so secure in your political future and having the population of your state so convinced to vote party over policy that you can say, I voluntarily took $27 million a month out of the economy because of a talking point, and not be worried about your reelection chances. Mississippi is not known as a state that is incredibly wealthy. It's not a state that is known for having a whole lot of excess funding. Now, there is at least one person in Mississippi that has figured out the real solution to this problem. Matt Roberts, he's the general manager at Shaggy's Biloxi Beach. They're fully staffed. They don't have any problem finding people because they went a different route with it. Rather than screaming at potential employees and calling them lazy and worthless, well, they just decided to raise their starting wage to $15 an hour and offer medical and dental and vision. And they're fully staffed. Imagine that. Imagine that it's not people just being lazy, it's just people being tired of being exploited. It could be that simple. Seems to make a little more sense given all of the evidence at hand. It might be time for people in states that are constantly having economic issues to perhaps realize that the politicians that enact a bunch of bad policies might be at least partially to blame for that. Maybe it's time to start looking at policy over party. At the end of the day, as we leave the situation we've been in for the last year, as the world gets restarted, we are moving into an era where there are going to be a lot of changes. And sticking to ideas from, 30 years ago and more, where let's just blame the poor people, that's probably not going to work much longer. It's probably not going to be politically tenable because the policies have been so bad. There are a whole lot more poor people. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.